Hello and good day to all. We are a group of students from the Salle University, Manila, and today we will be presenting our research on resilience and hospitality amidst the pandemic through the case study that we conducted on Discovery Hospitality. The COVID-19 pandemic has crippled the global business landscape, leaving industries and economies in states of loss and decline. Tourism is a particularly hard-hit industry, and this negatively impacts the Philippine economy as tourism is a major GDP contributor through the tourism direct gross value added, which was 12.7% in 2019, equating to 2.2 trillion pesos. In addition to this, tourism is also responsible for 5.71 million or 13.5% of Philippine employment. The vitality of tourism reinforces the need to study organizational vulnerabilities and resilience in order to better cope with challenges that may lie ahead. But despite the relevance of this field of study and topic, there still exists a significant literature gap on materials covering this. This study hopes to narrow the literature gap by analyzing hotel resilience through the model of industry leader Discovery Hospitality. More specifically, the researchers analyzed the internal management perspective and the solutions implemented by key decision makers through the model developed by McManus, which identifies situation awareness and adaptive capacity as key aspects of a resilient organization. Secondly, the researchers also analyzed the external customer perspective under the guidance of a model developed by Raju et al. In order to understand the factors that dictate customer travel decisions, thereby proving the resilience of the hotel or organization. Existing academic literature that tackle organizational resilience focus on perspectives of different fields of study, and those covering tourism and hospitality are still very limited. This research once again hopes to lessen this gap by contributing to the literature on organizational resilience in the tourism and hospitality industry in the context of the Philippines.
Discovery Hospitality is an award-winning group of hotels and resorts spread across the Philippines. At present, the hotel group runs 5 establishments in the country, namely Makati, Ortigas, Boracay, and Palawan. While their existing establishments cater to the high-end and business market, they also have new developments targeted towards the millennial. In 2019, Discovery Hospitality experienced a 71% increase in revenue, with total booking amounting to 958.637 million pesos. The study will include 2 sets of hypotheses, a set for internal perspective and the other for the external. In the theoretical model developed by Xiao and Cao in 2017, an integrative construct for resilience is developed from the notion that resilience results from complicated interconnections between numerous factors and levels of analysis. As seen in the image, there are 3 main levels of resilience within an organization, each with a distinct set of interconnected factors. It conceptualizes a level transition that refers to the ability of resilience at the individual level to help develop group resilience, which will eventually lead to the achievement of organizational resilience. The internal perspective will utilize the conceptual framework for organizational resilience established by Lee, Vargo, and Ysabel in 2013. There are 2 hypotheses to be tested, which concerns managers of Discovery Hospitality's situation awareness and adaptive capacity leading to hotel resilience. For the external perspective, there are 7 hypotheses to be tested, wherein perceived hotel resilience is the main dependent variable to be measured, which ultimately influences customer loyalty. This is an adaptation and a conceptual framework developed by Raju, Roy, and Mandal in 2018 concerning an e-retailer's resilience. The interconnected influences are to be measured by the corresponding independent variables such as perceived information quality, perceived system quality, perceived hotel resilience, customer engagement, and customer satisfaction.
Now, for the research paper's methodology, this paper employs a single embedded case study research designed with combined quantitative and qualitative data collection methods and analysis. For the internal perspective of hotel resilience, an in-depth interview with Discovery Hospitality's Senior Vice President of Sales and Operations was conducted, focusing on a 2-pronged approach in measuring resilience through adaptive capacity and situation awareness. The data gathered is then analyzed and presented through a qualitative matrix. A 27-question, 7-point Likert scale online survey form was distributed to individuals who fit the criteria of Discovery Hospitality's target market through digital platforms. For the statistical treatment of the quantitative data, Cronbach's alpha was used to test the reliability of the survey questions. Pearson's R, p-value, and confidence intervals were used to confirm the reliability of independent variables with dependent variables. Then a GLM mediation analysis was used to confirm or deny the significance in the relationships between the independent mediating independent variables present in the model.
So as for results and discussions, for the qualitative aspect and the internal perspective of hotel resilience, the organization's internal response is measured through adaptive capacity and situation awareness, following the framework developed by Lee, Vargo, and Seville in 2013. The three indicators with the highest saturation for situation awareness are first, recovery priorities, with the hotel's three-pronged approach, resort pre-openings, and turning Discovery Suites and Primaria into government-accredited city quarantine hotels. Second, understanding and analysis of hazards and consequences. This is done by having all Discovery Hospitality employees be abreast with the latest and acknowledging that they have a current financial crisis where most initiatives are geared towards solving. And lastly, internal and external situation monitoring and reporting. Discovery Hospitality uses their consistent engagement with respective government agencies regarding emerging crises to foresee and direct their strategic vision, such as seeing strong opportunities in domestic market trade. On the other hand, the top indicators for adaptive capacity are first, innovation and creativity, by having the discovery touch present in all decisions made by low-level staff and top management. Second, leadership, management, and governance structures, and this was done by Discovery Hospitality in developing a survival plan for its existing businesses and branching out to allied businesses. Lastly, devolved and responsive decision-making. This was done by having a crisis management team that systematically delegates authority and roles where the aforementioned indicators reflect the areas where Discovery Hospitality put the greatest focus in surviving the effects of the pandemic. A commonality among these is the constant assessment and monitoring of the situation and the ability to react quickly and creatively. These key practices were repeatedly mentioned by the key informant as essentials for equipping Discovery Hospitality with what they needed to increase resilience based on their definition and understanding of the practice.
Now, for the results and discussion of the quantitative external perspective, the correlation strength of the hypotheses present in the model were tested through a correlations matrix measuring Pearson's R, where the results show that all hypotheses exhibit moderate to strong correlation. Therefore, all bivariate correlations are statistically significant. A multiple regression analysis was then conducted upon verifying correlation significance, wherein the data confirmed these results. First, determinants of hotel resilience accounts for 36.4% of its variance. Hotel resilience accounts for 9.84% of changes associated with customer engagement, while customer engagement accounts for 31.4% of changes associated with customer satisfaction. The data then also confirms that perceived hotel resilience has greater effects on customer engagement than customer satisfaction, and that determinants of customer loyalty accounts for 41.2% of its changes. To further confirm statistical significance, a general linear model advanced mediation analysis was also conducted, wherein the results show that the statistically significant indirect paths were 1. Information quality leading to hotel resilience, then to customer engagement leading to customer loyalty. And the next one would be system quality leading to hotel resilience, then customer engagement, then customer loyalty. For statistically significant total paths, the analysis showed that information quality has a 63% effect size on customer loyalty. Through the quantitative analysis of the external perspective, the research is able to confirm these findings. Firstly, perceived information quality and perceived system quality positively influence perceived hotel's resilience. Next would be perceived hotel resilience has a positive influence on customer engagement and customer satisfaction. And lastly, customer engagement leads to customer satisfaction and customer loyalty.
The study of Discovery Hospitality's crisis response in the pandemic has proven the organization's resilience. The senior vice president defines resilience as being open-minded, accepting when things are not working, creatively coming up with new ideas, and adjusting quickly to the changes around them. The researchers believe that this definition aligns with the key framework developed by Lee, Vargo, and Seville, which states that situation awareness and adaptive capacity lead to organizational resilience. The researchers further conclude that based on the external customer perspective, information quality and systems quality are key drivers of hotel resilience. Consequently, hotel resilience and customer engagement were determined to significantly influence customer satisfaction, ultimately purporting that hotel resilience affects customer outcomes. Through the findings of the study, the researchers determined the following management implications. First, rather than cost cutting, priority should be the maintenance of information quality, perceived systems quality, and engaging customers through the promise of high quality service. Cost cutting should entail the removal of activities that do not matter to the customer, and this can only be determined through feedback. Second, focus must be put on the removal of non-essential frills, and it is important to note that this does not equate to the mindless removal of the workforce who are essential to the maintenance of the organization's information and systems quality. The industry must see the COVID-19 pandemic as the great restart. We must return to the fundamentals of hospitality, which are constantly communicating with the customers and the workforce, doing away with the non-essentials, and improving information quality and the organizational system. Resilience and customer loyalty are cultivations of these humanistic relationships.
So for the recommendations for future studies of this paper, due to the research design of the single embedded case study, we provide the following recommendations for future researchers. First, a further study on multiple cases can be conducted to use to determine internal and external indicators towards the development of a hotel resilience plan in the context of the Philippine tourism and hospitality industry. Second, a further study can be conducted which encompasses a more well-rounded approach by interviewing client-facing staff and middle-level managers, as well as increasing the sample size for the customer survey. Once again, thank you so much for attending and listening to our presentation. This is Ysabel Balila. We have Max Galvez, Maria Katrina Santos, Adriel Secosana, and our mentor, Patrick Aure. Thank you so much.